So the most common question that we get asked on entry to our So You're a Vet Now What Facebook group is, how do I manage time? How do I go home on time? How do I get my day done and not add 2 or 3 hours to the time that I'm actually paid to be in a practice? So here are 5 tips for how you can manage your time and get the heck out of practice on time and actually have a freaking life in practice, because yes, you're a vet, but your whole identity should not, it's not healthy that it revolves all the way around being a vet and being a martyr and staying there till like 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock every night is only going to burn you out. Build yourself in a 30 to 60 minute fire break every single day. This fire break is the time you require to complete your clinical notes, do your billing, get your insurance paperwork done, make your callbacks, all of the administrative things that are part of being a veterinarian's job. They don't just do themselves, so make yourself some time. This pays itself back so many times over because you will bill more accurately, generate more revenue from the practice, generate more operations for the practice, have happier relationships with clients because you're calling them on time, and recharge your batteries by getting the hell out of the practice on time. It's like one of the most important tips you can implement. Know what your max +1 number is. That's the number of operations you could possibly get done in a day. And then assume that life is going to throw you a curveball and add you in an extra operation every single day. This, if you play this out over time, will stand you in very good stead. So, and this number is going to change depending on where you are in your career. So if you are early in your career and you take like an hour and a half to do a cat spay, that's okay. Everyone's slow to start with in cat spays or neuterings, right? But don't book yourself in like 4 of them and then expect to get home on time when the operation comes in. So you kind of need to know your limits. You obviously need to push yourself and get better so you get faster, because it's not okay to be 4 years qualified and taking that amount of time to do a cat spay. But it's also not okay that you burn out in 3 years and you're lost to the profession. Try not to be distracted from something you're working on at the time. So if you are about to anesthetize an animal and a client call comes in to pick up some blood results, don't suddenly leave the table you're about to anesthetize that animal on and leave your poor nurse technician hanging in the breeze to go take a call, because this happens all the time. You take the call and you think, oh, it's just going to be 2 minutes, I'll go away. It's a half hour later. What's happened? Well, the nurses left, they've waited for 10, 15 minutes for you. They've gotten bored. They put the animal back in the cage. Now they've been snaffled by somebody else to do some work. And now you're frustrated because now you've slowed down and you've lost the time. Nobody's fault but your own. Chunk the day into the little things you're going to work on at a time and try really hard not to be distracted. Practice, practice, practice. It's called veterinary practice. And practice doesn't make perfect, practice makes progress. So if you practice doing something over and over again, guess what? You get better at it, you get faster at it. One of the big problems we have in veterinary practice is we try to be great at everything way, way too quickly. And of course, by trying to be great at everything, we slow our development down at any one thing. The way to mastery is to practice a technique over and over and over again, right? Tom Brady didn't get great at throwing a football by trying a million different things. He threw a football over and over and over again for hours. David Beckham, same with free kicks. It's the same with every skill you want to master. You have to practice it over and over till it becomes second nature. That's when you get really good at something. That's when it takes 5 minutes. Use templates when you're doing estimates, when you're doing bills, and when you're doing your clinical notes. There really isn't any point in reinventing the wheel every single time you go to write a clinical note. So have a template. These things are usually easy to set up in your practice management software. And if it's not, then at the very least you can have a Word document with your clinical note templates for the most common consultations you perform, ready to copy and paste into your notes, with all of the normal stuff already filled out. So you only have to add in the stuff you found that's abnormal. And the same thing with estimates. Chances are the bill you're about to estimate for, or the procedure you're going to estimate for, has been estimated for 100 other times in the last 6 months. Don't reinvent the wheel. So there you go. Those are my 5 tips for how to create more time and get out of your veterinary practice and back into your life more frequently. If you do this, you're likely to save at least an hour of your day, and that means 250 hours a year of you time. What might you do with that? I suspect recharging your batteries is the very least. All right, guys, take care. Thank you very much for your questions. Keep them coming. And until next time on Freewheeling, be safe, be well, and be happy.